All right, all right. Welcome everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Is my camera focused? I feel like it needs to be refocused a little bit. Maybe it's not exactly focused. The closer I get, the better it looks. So let's do this. Let's focus this in. Here we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we're good. So I'm running these kind of servers. I have these Mac Minis and whatnot in my office, and it's been kicking off the power lately. So issues. If you guys live chart, yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me and see me. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear and see me. Awesome. Good. Oh, Steven Yetman. We've got, of course, Michelle. How are you, Michelle? So Michelle's got some fabulous Texas boots. A little bit of salsa. Great. She's great. Loud and clear. Great. Well, it's 8 o'clock. There is no time like the present. Mondays are the days every other week where we do the Ask Me Anything session. The reason I like to do this, one, I like to connect with you guys outside of trading hours. How do you guys do today? How was your trades du jour? Was it a good day in the markets? Was it a frustrating day in the markets? For those guys who are traders, I get to do things here on YouTube that I don't get to do. Oh, Steve Yetman from Raging. Oh, fantastic, man. Blast from the past there. Love it. Love it. Well, let me show you this. My trading account today up $7,500. Not a crappy day in the market today for little old me, right? We're gonna look at a couple things. Steve wants to look at silver. We can take a look at silver, no problem at all. I like silver as a utility play, but for me, over 74 was what I was looking at for silver, and this thing gapped and is going. I'd been calling out the silver 63 level for a hot minute. And I think silver's got a lot more room to run, my friends. That's what I think. So who else we got in here? We got Robert, aka Trader Scott. We got Amber. Ooh, Matthew Fletcher did well on Poet. I called it out in Daily Double. I tried to let y'all know. Try to let you know. Okay. All right. Let's see who else we got. We got Kurt. We've got Michelle McKenna, Terry Duncan, Jonathan Kuhn. Of course, we got Compounding Couple. We got Mr. Jonathan Coons, ladies and gentlemen. And so, hey, we're gonna get started. This is the way we like to do this. I always like to start off with just a fun observation about people. Now, keep in mind, I'm not making fun of anybody, but I'm an observer of people. I think people are fascinating. And so tell me if you guys have ever experienced this. All right. The person that is just like not in a rush, like you are not going to rush them. They're not going to get in a rush. Right. We were flying home last night from Atlanta back here to the Tampa Bay area. We were rushing, like we were walking strong to get to the gate because we thought we were going to be late. We got there with 6 minutes to go, but guess what? The airline did not let us know the crew had not arrived on time yet, so we were rushing for nothing. But the gate right next to our gate to Philadelphia, where they were like doing the countdown. They're like,
ladies and gentlemen, we have the last warning here before we leave, for the door will close in 2 minutes, right?
And you see people like boom, 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 right past us. And I swear it was hilarious. It was a long hallway down this. The gate was at the end of the hallway, probably 100 yards from the gate to the end. And you had this family right here who had all run, got to the gate, were waiting for their family member to come. And this person wasn't out of shape. They weren't old. They were nothing. They were just not going to be rushed. They would truly rather miss their flight than be rushed. They weren't going to run. They weren't going to skip. They weren't going to hop. They weren't going to jump. They weren't going to jog. There would be no hustle from them. And there's literally like 6 family members like Charles, come on, Charles. And he just will not be rushed, right? Do you guys know anybody like that? It's just like others feel this urgency and like everyone kind of seems to feel the same, like, oh, we got to do it. And they're like, namaste. I'm not going to be rushed. Right. And it just, they don't feel any obligation to hustle and everybody. And Matthew Fletcher's like, yeah, that's my wife. Michelle said, I call that, it's all about me. I mean, Michelle, that's why I bring it up as an interesting observation before we talk about the Ask Me Anything thing, because what's interesting about this, Michelle, is the fact that, like, yes, I think for some people it's about them and like, you're not going to rush me. And then some people just have standards and they're just like, I'm just thinking in my head, that person's thinking, you know what? I would rather be stuck in Atlanta and not make it to Philadelphia than be rushed. Right? Like, and if I got to stay here another day and not be rushed, that's my standard. All right. Look at, is the 8578. He's like, that's my brother-in-law. Drives me crazy. Yeah. I'm usually like, let's go. Come on. Hey, everybody, come on. And I'm telling you, this guy, Charles, would not be rushed. And everyone's like, come on. And he's just slowly making his way down this 100-yard. It was hilarious to watch. It was like, even like the gate agent was like, right. He didn't even give her the glance. It was just hilarious. I as much as it's annoying, I also kind of respect the people who are just like, I don't care, close the door. I don't care. Right. It's amazing. I feel too much obligation to be that way. Like, I just feel too much obligation to be that way. Like, I feel obligated to, like, oh, I'm putting everybody else out and I don't want them to have to wait because of me. And like, but I kind of respect it. I can't do it, but I kind of respect it. So anyway, that's how we get to start off with. Now, friends, it's time to do the Monday Ask Me Anything. I will bring up the notes, and this is your chance in the markets to dive in, to be able to ask the questions. Chop, chop, Gina. We got to get wheels up. Kurt, I like that. Chop, chop, Gina. Let's go. We got to get, it's time to get wheels up. Yeah. It's, I honestly, Wendy, it's an obligation. I feel an obligation to not be the one to hold people up, to be the one to cause them to be late, to be the one, like what my mama say, she'd be like, it was you, right? I can't do it. I feel like, no, I won't be the last one. I won't be the late one. I won't be the, the one that's just like on your own timeline, dancing to your own drummer. That ain't me. So anyway, okay. So Ask Me Anything. This is for 5/11/26. And let us go through your questions, ladies and gentlemen. What do you got? Using theta to determine if a short play is worth holding overnight. Wow. Jonathan Coons dives right into the options deep end. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll talk about it. Allow me to trade options without owning 100 shares of stock overnight. They call it level 1. How do I get approval for level 2? All right. Putting in your questions. All right. How do I get approval for level 2 for options? Okay. We got that. What other questions you got here? Let's see. I took some losses, then enjoyed a few months off trading, and now I'm having a hard time getting the ball rolling again. Any tips? Kyle H. from the services. Yes, I will give you some tips, Kyle H. Okay. Let's see. Cypher monthly option seems to be in a squeeze. Oh, I'm already in Sepper, not Cypher. Sorry. Yeah, I'll take a look at Sepper. Okay, let's see. Took some throwaway account, took some losses, then enjoyed a few months off. Okay, that's good. Same thing. Out of trading trades to early using the 5-minute chart day trades. I keep getting, okay, Michelle, this is an important lesson. I'm going to go over this for sure. How do you stay in the chart? I did increasingly well today by using my method for staying in a 5-minute charts. We'll talk about that. How extended is the semiconductor sector, and what do you think about possible pullbacks? Uncle Frank, talk about that for sure. Getting some good questions up here. What's the deal? What's the deal? Right. All right. Let's go. Maybe a couple more questions to add in. Let's see. How do I select stocks for short term, but not how to find longer dated? Robert, try and rephrase your question. How much did Santa pay for his reindeer? Jonathan Coons, please do tell me. Please do tell me. I can't wait for this one. Do you consistently keep a SPY put sitting in your account for the dated out in case markets take a big backward shift? What is the simplest way to hedge against losses and market direction? Right? What's the simplest way? Let's talk about that. Okay, let's see what else. Took some losses. Other questions. Data determines short-term play. Data. How do you use data assess holding a short-term play? Okay, I think I got all the questions. On a clear night, $8, roughly season $9. I mean, Jonathan, that's fun. That's good stuff. I don't care who you are. That's good stuff. Yes, can I help you, Jackson? Would it be on my email? Ask me right in the middle of my live session. That's okay. That's okay. Let's bring it up. What's the don't say it out loud. It's for which, come here, look at this. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Dad life calling. If you don't want to be on the video, don't step further. Steam. All right, those are the ones. Which account is it?
Either one of these two. I'll try both.
Okay. I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to send it to you. Yep. Gotta love it, friends. Gotta love it. Let me send him this so he has these passwords. I'm like the keeper of all passwords. All right. I need some Steam bucks from a Fortnite skin. Jonathan's got it down pretty much. All right. So let's get to Jonathan's question first. Using data to determine if a short-term play is worth holding overnight. Here is how I look at this, Jonathan. So let's go and take a look-sees here at, let's say, Tesla overnight. Overnight. Now, if we look at Tesla overnight, and let's just say, for the sake of discussion, we had these, Tesla, May 13 calls, right? So let's take a look at this. Here it is. These 445 calls for Tesla are $8. Rough, I mean, $7.50. And the theta, meaning like what it's going to take in the next 24 hours, is $2.75. This will lose 33% over the next day. So for me in general, if I got to spend 10% overnight, generally it's a no-go for me, right? But again, let's look at like Tesla out into, May 22nd. These 50 calls are about $16 and the theta is 80. So this is 5%, Jonathan, versus 33%. So for me, I don't like, Let me make this bold. I don't like it when theta is more than 10% of the option to hold overnight. Because if it goes sideways, I lose. If it goes down, I lose. If it goes slightly up, I lose. I mean, it's got to just rip, roar, bam. So that's why I would say I don't like a theta higher than about. So he's saying, so today AMD play was $9 with a theta of $2. No me gusta. That is like 20%. All right, 20%. But that said, right? That said, when we look here, you're talking about this is what I think Jonathan's talking about. He's talking about AMD here. All right. I don't know exactly what AMD trade you're talking about, Jonathan, but I think, right? You're talking about this. Oh, yeah. So again, Jonathan, I already paid myself twice on the AMD trade. So it's not done anything wrong. I'm gonna stick with it. But in general, right? I'm just flat out all things remaining the same, not having paid myself twice on the winner. I'm going to try and not have more than 10% theta exposure overnight. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next ones. All right. So let's see. How do you get approval for level 2? Right? Well, this is how you do it. Apply for it with your broker. Tell them your experience level, how long you've traded options, what your goals in doing so are. I mean, their approval of you. Oh, look at me. I'm not sharing my screen. What a doofus. Excuse me. Glad someone reminded me because there we go. All right. That's what I would say. Yeah, I mean, it's really arbitrary in terms of them allowing you to get level 2. I mean, if you have a conversation with them, and even, I mean, I've even seen people with a high net worth get access to level 2 because, the broker's like, I don't care. I'll take your money. That's fine. Right. So there's no like law or kind of set, standard of what it takes to get level 2. You just got to talk to your broker and tell them what you want and they can make it happen. All right. So let's see. Kyle H said, hey, look, I took some losses, then enjoyed a few months off trading again. Now I have a hard time getting the ball rolling in. Any tips? Right. Here's what I would tell you. Right. You ready? I need you to start off with paper trading. Then go to one contract, right? Look for trending names that pull back to the 21 EMA, stop out at 34 EMA. All right. Just keep it super simple, Kyle H. Right. Just remember this. We first, in order to move, we must crawl and then walk and then run. You know what Nietzsche said? One does not fly into flying. And so I say that to you because as you get started again, start small, start on pullbacks. Don't take the fast moving breakouts. Have a very standard process to say, hey, if this, then that. Paper trade, one contract trade, and then slowly work yourself back up. It's just kind of like getting warmed up before a game. Hope that helps. Cypher monthly options seem to be in a squeeze. For you traded up, I am. Let's do this. Let's take a look at that. I do like copper I'm up bigly on my FCX. I've talked to you guys about that. At least I believe that I have. Right. Let's go to CPER. CPER. United States Copper. Come on. Kill me. I'm here. Do it. Ooh-wee. Yes, ma'am. All right. Daily looks good. What about that weekly? Yeah, that weekly looks good. That weekly, though. I mean, okay. Now let's go to the monthlies. Let's go to the monthlies and see if this monthly chart is just. I mean, I would love to see this thing back at like 33-ish is what I'd really love to see this thing back at. So, I'll tell you what you're not going to do. I'm going to create that alert anywhere back here below 33. But because on the monthly chart, you could be getting a double top here around 40, 45, but the weekly chart just looks so beautiful. I mean, compression, bull flag, bringing up on point of control. Let's check out these options. Wow. Wow. I mean, okay. Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll bite. Here's what I'll do. Yeah. I would say I like the SEPR January 2027, January what? 15, 2027. $50 calls on a break above 40.50. I do. I see huge volume there. I see really, I mean, it's not a great spread, but it's okay. Love the weekly. Lots of, I mean, compression. If this thing were to break and go, it's about to do it. But I would like it more back here about 37.50. So create that alert too. At or below. Jan 15. $40 calls. Okay. Good one. Good spot. Good eye. Good eye, sir. Okay. I keep getting stopped out of trades too early using the 5-minute chart, the daily chart. Michelle, why so far out? Because Robert, all right, this is a good question. Why so far out on copper? If you're going to play a weekly chart, you got to give it time to work. Robert, give it time to work. Give it time. Let me explain. Robert. Yeah, January. You see any volume for October in SEPR? Any volume, any open interest? Over 1,000. You see anything? No, you don't. So then you got to go to July. All right. But playing the July chart in May on a weekly is not giving it enough time. It's just not. If you want to play on the daily, you can do that. But I'm looking at the weekly chart. And so I got to go out far enough to where I have time to let it work on a weekly chart. 1 bar each week. Only 4 in a month. And so, you know, look at this. Look at the open interest. Decent, not a lot. But you go to January. See this? 10,000? Dang, Gina. Right? It's a lot. So, that's it. Now, let me show you something, Michelle. This is for you. Okay, so bring up chart. So here's Tesla. Michelle, I'm going to teach you this and you're going to love me for it. Okay. All right. So this blue line is the 9 exponential moving average, the 9, right? And this is the 21. The red one is the 21 exponential moving average. So once Tesla finally got its groove on and started crack-a-lacking, right? What happened? It went up, didn't even mess with the 9, but by the time it came back down here, boom, bounced off it, came back up, bounced off it, came back up, went all the way to 43. So had you got into Tesla here early on, all the way up here to 43.17, Michelle. Alexa, you can do the 8. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. Look, I'll tell you what, we'll make it the 8. How about that? Let's edit this study. You want to make it the 8? Great. Boom. Applied. The 8. Guess what? It doesn't matter, right? Because did it ever close below the 8, Alexi? It only used the 8 for strength, right? Boom, boom. And then what ultimately happened? Ran up, ran higher, pretty much hugged the 8, hugged the 8, hugged the 8. Didn't do anything crazy. Didn't break down, lower wicks, boom, boom, boom. And then bam, used it once, closed back again until finally we get to almost 450. So my point to you, Michelle, is this, right? What do you want to do? Keep getting stopped down the day trades. My encouragement to you is this. Put the 8 or 9 EMA on your 5-minute chart. And as long as price doesn't close below it twice in a row, it's doing nothing wrong, right? Stay long, right? But also target key psych levels above, right? So for example, Tesla, you could have, I was targeting 45, 50, but check this out. This is going to blow your mind. Are you guys ready to get your minds blown? Like, are you ready to get your minds blown? I want you to see something, right? Because this was my trade today. It was bananas. Where's it at? Okay, here it is. Check this out. Check you out. On my Omen scanner, for those of my Omen service, you go to Golden Sweeps. Good Lord, have mercy. All right. 511. Get this. 220 calls for 97 cents. Someone paid 3.58 million above ask on a sweep. Craziness, right? Craziness. So I look at that and I put that in. That happened at 9:45. 9:45. And that's an NVIDIA. 9:45. Okay. Now notice, friends, same deal. Same deal. Bam, here's your 8. Ran up. Held it. Never, like, one close, back up. Right? Holding it. Bam. Holding it. It wasn't until this drop turned red. Okay, now it's time to get out. But friends, check this out. That NVIDIA 26:05:11 call for 220. I mean, look at this sucker. They got on this sucker at 97 cents right here. It came back down to 50 cents. Where'd I buy this thing? I bought it 60 cents. I bought it 50 cents, right? And then it ripped to 275. I paid myself. But the reason I bring this up to you and show it to you is because same thing for you, Michelle. As long as you have these, like the candles stay blue because they're staying true, they're staying above the 8 EMA, you're good to go. You are good to go. All right. Does that make sense? So that's what I would say. As long as it stays above that, you got to stay long, target key psych levels, and pay yourself when you can, not when you have to. All right. How extended is the semiconductor sector, and what do you think about a possible pullback? Well, a fair question. Does that make sense to you, Michelle? I want to make sure I help you out. Okay. Let's look at the semiconductors by looking at SMH. Wow. That's a lot, right? That is BANANAS right there. That's a lot. Yeah. So this was the this was the tariff scare back down to the weekly 200, bounced from 167 up. That's a 4X. Is that pretty good? Is that pretty good? 4X? You guys like it? Yeah? Let me show you something better. SOXL. Holy cow. Check this out. This was the tariff crash. I picked these up at 750. They just hit 191 today. And I sold some more at 191. Why? Because it's going parabolic. Look at this. Can it keep going? Sure. Am I going to pay myself when it's this extended? We're at a what? We're overstretched. We're at a 5.05 ATR away from the middle on the weekly. Yeah, I'm going to pay myself. Okay. So can it keep going? It can. What would I prefer? I'd like to see it pull back down to this level. Here we look at SMH. I mean, I think it's just, that's a parabolic move right there. Do you see those number of candles anywhere else in the past 5 years, 3 years? No, you don't, right? That's a massive parabolic move. And so I would wait on SOXL for a pullback 75. Alexi is what I'd say. I think SMH hits 600. I think SOXL hits 200. I got my final sells at 200 because if it hits 200, if it hits 210, I will be up 3,000%. Craziness. Anyway, so that's what I think about the sector. I think that it is parabolic. Can it do more? Sure, it can do more. It can do whatever it wants to. But for me and my money, it's a little bit high and extended here. I think, so let me say this to you guys. I think it's extended. I see SMH going to 600 and SOXL going to 200, but I'm waiting for the pullback to the 8 or 21 EMA. I just got to wait. Just got to be patient. All right. What's the simplest way to hedge against losses in the market? Final question. Ending with the doozy. Well, here is my answer to you. Okay. I think the easiest way is to be beta neutral, right? All options have a beta, right? Their relationship to the market, right? However much the market moves, the beta is how much they will likely move. So I think the easiest way, simplest way to hedge is to make sure your portfolio is beta neutral. So if you have a bunch of tech stocks, you'll have a positive beta. If you have a bunch of consumer staples, you'll have a negative beta, right? They just have that beta waiting, because typically when the market drops, consumer defensive names start to pop. When the market rips, tech names tend to start to rip. So that's how it kind of balances that out. So I think if you can be beta neutral, that is one of the best ways to be able to hedge. Now, if your question actually is, hey, how do I make sure I save my butt by buying a SPY, put if things go nuts? I would say this: if you want to hedge with a SPY put, consider this. One, go far enough out time-wise so that insurance doesn't cost you. Let me just do this. Doesn't cost you an arm and a leg in the short term for the theta. Number two, consider paying up for your options contract. Meaning, maybe if you go out a month, and the SPY is at 740, you're paying for the 740 puts. It's going to be more expensive, but you're giving yourself time and not paying a bunch of theta. And you are also making sure that when it drops, you are going in the money, and therefore it will move faster. All right. And then I would say, finally, well, consider using the Keltner channels. I like to play ATR extremes, and I can show you that here in a second. So for example, we do an ATR extreme. And we go, where's my SPY chart? Nope, that ain't it. Come on. All right. Let me find my SPY chat. Nope, that ain't it either. Nope, come on. Where it is. All right, so let's look at SPY here for a second. We look at SPY here. SPY is extended. Holy cow. I mean, we're up here at like a 4 ATR, and we just keep riding. Ran up here, sideways, pulled back down, sideways, got to back to the 2 ATR, and then bam, 3, 2, pinball, and we're just riding. This is bananas. You just don't see this that often. But notice, the last thing you got to think about is, right, consider the ATR's levels, right? Play the ATR extremes. But also be willing to take your stop out and move your put strike price higher. Because remember, it's insurance. It's insurance. And people don't like paying for insurance, but they like being able to have it if they need it. And so this is a way to buy negative beta. If you are just sitting on a boatload of long tech names with that exposure and the market drops, it's probably going to impact your tech names and your portfolio. And so if you buy SPY puts, then it's going to give you that negative beta exposure, and it's going to balance out your account whether the market goes up or goes down. All right. Just make sure you have equal beta weighting. Let's see if I can kind of show you this if I can do that. Let's Let's see. Nope, it's not showing me that. But you could, that's something you can put in Thinkorswim and just say, hey, tell me the beta of this. And it will walk you through the beta to let you know, is it kind of equally balanced? I will see if I can show that to you here. Give me un segundo. Yeah. So let me show you this. And then I got to go with my son from theater. All right. Okay. So for this one particular account, yeah, I'll show you. All right, here we go. That's how you do it in Thinkorswim. All right, so that there was my P&L on the day. Right, that doesn't stink. $7,500. But what I want to show you here is I have this trade right here because I use this for the master's program today to show them how to do spreads. Just put a random spread on for them. But this is where you can look up beta, right? Beta. And you can add beta like this, add beta over here. And then click OK. And it's added beta, right? And it's going to tell you kind of what the beta. So this was the trade I had. This is a +1 beta. Why would it be a +1 beta? Because it's a call. It's basically a call spread. So why would the beta be 1? Remember, beta is how much this name moves in relationship to the market. And SPX is the market. And so it's just going to be the same. It's going to be a 1. But if you had like Apple in there, it's going to be like a 2+, right? If you got consumer defensive in there, like let's say a Philip Morris or something, it's going to be a negative beta. And that's how you hedge. At least that's how I think it's the simplest way to hedge. So anyway. Okay, cool. Let's see. How is your Amazon looking July 17, 300s? Let's see. Let us see. I still think Amazon looks great. I'd love to buy it on a deeper pullback. I would love to see Amazon get back down here to 656 to where I would be your Huckleberry, right? I've actually been waiting for that 63 mark in Amazon, but it's extended for sure. Any kind of pullback here to this level. Oh, that's the weekly. Excuse me. Yeah, buddy. I really want to see Amazon back here about 265. Oh, I would love it for those $300 calls into July for Amazon. Okay. All right, friends, it's 8:42. I got to run to go pick up my son from his theater. I don't like being late, and he does not like me being late. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out the link to these notes to all you guys. So let me do that. All right. Share this. All right. Here is the link. Great. All right. Last thing I want to do is drop this on you guys and let you know tomorrow and Wednesday, if you want to learn more about how to trade options, my different strategies with options, all things options, right? Well, then this is what I got for you. For free, you guys can come tomorrow and you can watch from like 12:30 until 5, right? These are 2 links. The first one is free options workshop tomorrow and Wednesday from like 12 to 5 both days. Me teaching you for 5 hours, 2 days in a row for nothing, all about options. Check it out. And if the VIP link, I think costs you $97. That helps me show you the names I'm looking for Wednesday morning in order to, find some nice day trades on Wednesday. So if you want to learn more about options, that's where you can go. And then for everybody else, you can go to growwithben.com, log in and sign up for my free members portal where we do a lot of stuff, free stuff together. I gave folks a nice trade in AMD this morning. That was a nice 60% winner today. I think some of you guys took that. Anyway, I got to run. Y'all be good. Be good to others. Hope this has been a nice live session for you guys. You took something from it. I'll hopefully look forward to seeing some of you guys in my options workshop manana or in the Grow with Ben community. Until then, y'all be good. Be good to others. And I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Peace.